So, if you clicked on this video, odds are you are very excited for 2026 to come. And my guess is that with your 2025 goals, you may have hit them, but maybe they didn't end up exactly where you wanted to be. And so this 2026, we want to start it off amazingly, working towards our goals, getting everything that we can do, and experiencing as much of life as we can. And so what I wanted to do in this video is break down exactly what I have learned over the past 2 years, everything from fitness to time management to becoming the best version of yourself and enjoying life to the absolute fullest. Now, I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time, but I want to give you guys an intro of essentially what this video is going to be about. And I can guarantee you, if you clicked on this video, you are one step closer to becoming the person you want to be and the man that you have always achieved to be. So, one thing I do want to say though is that action without implementation is just learning. So everything that you learn from this video, you have to be able to implement it. If you want to see the goals, you want to see the achievements, you want to see these standards reach your life, you have to implement. And it's not just implementing for a day or for a week. If you want to see changes, you have to be able to implement for months and months at a time. So get out there, learn these rituals, write them down, reach out to me. If you have any questions, type them in the comments and let me know what you guys think of this video. But stay tuned because it should be quick, should be pretty easy. I'm gonna show you guys the 5 things that I would use to get out of a stuck cycle in 2026 and achieve everything that God has placed in your mind as a desire. Welcome back, boys, to another video. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down a topic that kind of hits home for me because the past, I think, 2 years, other than, obviously this most current year where I changed my life, I was stuck in this cycle of still living the same exact life. Maybe it was work, get a couple things done at home, feel completely tired, stay up late, go to bed, wake up super late in the morning, and then I would realize that week over week, I wasn't making any progress towards my goal, or if I was, it was only progress towards one attribute in life. It wasn't everything. Like maybe I'd increase my physique, maybe I'd increase my income, maybe I'd increase my lifestyle, but I couldn't do that all at once, So what I essentially did over this past year and a half is reiterate, learn from systems through experiences and my mentor, and pretty much made it to where I can guarantee my success through a couple of systems that I put together for you guys. And so what I wanted to do for this slideshow was make it super easy, break it all down for you guys, and explain why you're still stuck in that same cycle and how we can do a 2026 reset to guarantee the results that we set for ourselves for the year. And this could be fitness, this could be nutrition, this could be lifestyle, this could be time management, this could be enjoying life and working towards freedom in the future. This can conglomerate all of it into one video for you guys. So let's dive right in. Who am I? So if you don't know who I am, my name is Jonathan. About that picture on the left was taken about 2.5 years ago. And that was me when I was doing drugs a lot. I was having low ambitions. I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any plans. I was partying on the weekends. I was, doing my beginning sales job, but I wasn't working towards any goals. I was mainly just going to work, making money, and then spending that money in my free time to try to have fun, whether it was alcohol, whether it was weed, and I wasn't really getting anywhere that I set out for myself. Like, of course, my 15-year-old self, he had goals and he had ambitions, but I was never reaching there. I was never someone that amounted to who he was. Like maybe on the outside, not in that picture, but maybe on the outside it looked like I was all there, but I truly wasn't. I wasn't reaching any of the goals that I set out for myself. And if I wanted to reach one goal, I'd have to drop everything else in life to reach that desired goal. And then on the right, you can see my current state, which is ambitious. It's improving in every lifestyle. It's excelling in every area of life: fitness, nutrition, working out, lifestyle, business, finances, everything, because I created systems in life to enjoy it. And then I also help out clients do the exact same thing, if you know a little bit about me. So that's me. I'm 23. I'm a sales rep. I sell B2B services to other businesses, and then I also coach clients on the side. So here are a few of my brothers, just so you can kind of get a little bit of an example of who I am and what I do. So on the left, we have Jake. On the middle, we have Izzy. And on the right, we have Isaiah. Each of these three people went through a 3-month protocol. Izzy did go through a 6-month protocol, and you can kind of see the results that we set out for each other. Of course, everything is based off fitness. That's kind of like the starting point. But it's not just that. Every other area of life gets increased because we first developed the discipline and consistency with the nutrition and the fitness. So as you can see, Jake obviously lost weight, went from 220 to about 185, leaned out, he's looking more ripped than ever. Izzy went from about 230 to 175, and as you can see, considerable figure increase and confidence boost all around. Same thing with Isaiah. He actually was on the opposite side, so he needed to gain weight, and he was able to gain 20 pounds of muscle within a 4 or 5 month period. And he was able to do that just through the consistency, the discipline that we work together. And as you can see, we have a few statements from them. Hit a PR today, 225 on bench for 5 reps, then cleared 4 hours of deep work. I swear the old me would be so proud. It's the structure, dude. I'm completely different. Because as you'll learn to find out, you're able to get so much more in life. It's not just fitness, but that's the starting point. And the next thing you know, you're getting every area of life excelled. Izzy, I honestly can't believe how much my confidence has grown since we started working together. I just led my first big presentation and absolutely nailed it. I feel not even 3 months ago, I would have panicked my ass off. Huge thanks and so grateful for your guidance. Isaiah, calendar fully set up, my first day complete with all macros hit, 3 hours of deep work, and my first cardio session in months. This is about to be the craziest 3-month transformation ever. As you can see, the motivation, it doesn't lie. The systems that I put together, it doesn't lie. And it's mainly through these 5 things that we're gonna implement into your life, as long as I give you the information, you have to implement it, that can completely change who you are right now to the person that you wanna become and the desires that God gives you. So what is the common thread? The common thread is you need to learn to stop running fast on a treadmill that doesn't work or isn't moving. The main thing is like these people, they were going on this circle, this wake up, do this, do this, do this, but it's an endless treadmill that just isn't moving what I consider your needles. You're not moving any of the tasks that you set out for yourself. You're just kind of like going through the motions consistently, and next thing you know, you're ended up a year is gone and you're in the exact same place. It's like what I consider with video games. When you play video games for 3 years, after those 3 years, you're really that exact same person, unless you somehow built a business out of it, but you're really gonna be that exact same person with very little skills involved, very little experience, and not much growth in any other area of your life. And that is one of the reasons why I gave up video gaming, because I used to be a really bad addict. So the theory of why you guys are stuck, or why I was stuck, which is the stagnation loop. This is essentially when you have low energy, which leads to bad decisions. The bad decisions will lead to stress, and then the stress leads to poor results, and then the poor results lead to low energy, and you go into this continuous loop. Your effort is high, but your progress is 0. You're not moving the needle. You're not getting out of this loop of just constant battling yourself. It's a broken merry-go-round. You're essentially running as fast as you can, but you're just getting dizzy and staying in the same spot. A lot of people I see at sales jobs, they end up just working the exact same routine schedule for 20 to 30 years, and they're in the exact same spot. They may have a little bit of money saved up, they might have a couple more skills, but the fact is like there's so much time in a 6-month period. You should be able to upgrade your lifestyle every 6 months and become a completely different person. So this is gonna be the biological debt concept. Imagine your body is a phone battery. Instead of charging it at night, instead you keep using it until it hits 1%. And then instead of plugging it in, you pour an energy drink on the screen to make sure it stays on. And as you can see, I mean, you have a certain amount of energy each day, and then a lot of that gets taken up by caffeine, stress, energy drinks, having no sleep, doing meaningless tasks that fill up your mind, watching videos, playing video games, going out and partying. All of this depletes your energy. And that's why a lot of these people, they're not seeing results into their life because they don't have the energy to reach the results that they aspire to be. And instead of like implementing new stuff, you need to learn that you must change your engine. If your toy car has old batteries, it won't go fast even if you push it. We aren't going to push harder in this lifestyle. We're going to put in a brand new supercharged batteries, which is the systems that I've laid out for you guys. And again, I've tested these over the past 2 years, learned from mentors, learned from my experiences, and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. I've tried pretty much it all. There may be a couple things that I haven't tried, but I went through so much hardship, hard work to figure out what works for other people and how we can solve this for every person. So let's dive into the 90-10 protocol, which is the 5-step solution. First is the 4-4-4 method. This is essentially 3 groups of 4 to own your day. Little by little, your life moves towards your desires. This is the first of 5 steps that is going to completely change your life. So what this is it's 4 goals, 4 needle movers, and a 4-step flow state. Your 4-step flow state is 4 things that you'll do right upon wake up to make sure that you are high energy and you're able to get towards your needle movers for the day. Your 4 needle movers are the 4 things that are going to project and progress the goals that you set out for yourself that are 3 to 6 months away or a year away. And those are going to be the 4 goals that you set out. So on the left, you see the ones that I create in my notes app, but on the right is the one that I give specifically to my clients, and they're able to completely reiterate this as they want. This specific one is one for my clients that I was able to took with his permission. And as you can see, he has everything laid out. 4-step morning flow state, 4 needle movers, and then the 4 elite goals. And then he checks those off each and every day that he's able to complete. Number 2 is going to be the 4-day split. You don't need to live inside the gym. We just need to pick 4 days to become a superhero. And the other days we let our engine rest so it stays fast. A lot of people, they think we got to work out 5 days a week. You got to work out 6 days a week. You know, recovery, you got to keep at a minimal. But realizing that recovery is so important, the amount of time that you sleep, the amount of time that you don't spend in the gym, the amount of time that you give yourself to rest and recover is going to be so much more important, because when you're resting, that's when your body releases its growth hormones, and that's how you're able to see the muscle growth. And so what I have my clients do is a 4-day split, followed with power, legs, hypertrophy, and another hypertrophy workout. So for power, we do an upper body power workout. This is going to be like bench press. This is going to be like lat rows. This is going to be very hard workouts that are going to be able to use multiple muscles at once. And then we have a leg day. And then the first hypertrophy day is going to be a hypertrophy upper body day, where you focus on shoulders, back, and chest, focusing on high volume and more reps. Then the second hypertrophy day is going to be hypertrophy for the arms and abs, making sure that we're able to hit the arms and the abs on other days of the week, and we're seeing continuous muscle growth without having to live inside the gym. And as you can see, as we go along, each of these are going to create a lifestyle that is completely different than most people. Because once you start stacking these on top of each other, you realize how easy it is to become successful at what you want to do. And especially if we're trying to break out of this cycle for 2026. Number 3 is going to be the elite diet. So put it this way, if you want a race car to go fast, you're not going to put soda in the gas tank. You put in the best fuel possible so you never run out of energy. A lot of people, especially at my old sales job, they would eat fast food at lunch. They would not wake up and have a breakfast. They would have a dinner filled with too many carbs and not enough proteins. And that's the reason why a lot of people, they feel like shit at work, or they feel like crap throughout the day because they haven't prepped everything out. On the left, you'll see that I have my meal prep, which I do once every Sunday to make it super easy for my lunches. I have my breakfast in the middle with the protein shakes that I set out for myself. And I have my dinner on the right, which is just steak and potatoes. How to get my dog to quiet down. But essentially, now for number 4, we're gonna have the athlete calendar. And this is where it all comes together. This is how I'm able to get so much progress in life, how I'm able to see so many results, how I'm able to put so much into my life. Not only the freedom, not only the fun, but also the hard work and making sure that my focus stays blocked in. Because if it isn't on the map, it's not gonna happen for me. You aren't losing your freedom by blocking out your calendar, but you're building a fence around your focus so the world can't steal it. And as you can see in these pictures, the top one is gonna be me actually building out a specific athlete calendar with one of my clients, because that's one of my onboarding processes. And on the bottom, that's gonna be my calendar and the 444 to the right of it, so I can kind of, for the next day, make sure that everything is planned out. But as you can see, I mean, if we have the 444 method, we have the 4-day split, the athlete diet, and the athlete calendar, we're already going to become someone completely different for 2026. And in those first 6 months, we're going to see so many results. But I like to add a 5th one, which is going to be called the impossible task. This is something that we're going to do difficult that your old self would never amount to. And this is essentially going to create your unreachable identity. The one that I always have my people start out with is 100 push-ups every morning. If you're able to do 100 push-ups every single morning, then you are going to reach your goals. If you're trying to lose weight, maybe it's going to be 10,000 to 12,000 steps each and every day. That's how you're gonna guarantee the results that we see for ourselves. But not only that, it's gonna create this identity of someone that your old self can't even recognize, because when would your old self wake up and do 100 push-ups? When would your old self consistently get 10,000 steps each day to reach the goals that he wants? He wouldn't. But this is the thing that changed you. This is the identity shift and the man that you wanna become. And so, how do you implement this? How do you guarantee the results? Because I've gave you the foundation, I've laid out the blueprint, I've laid out exactly what you need to do, but how can we guarantee that 2026 is gonna be different than 2025? You know, we set goals for 2025, but we didn't reach them. You know, we have possibly our goal set for 2026, but how do we guarantee that we're gonna implement these 5 things to make sure that we see the results? Because my clients did, they seen the results that they wanted for 2025, but how are you gonna see this just by watching this video? The only thing that I can really think is one of 2 things. One, you can take this information, try to implement it your own. But a lot of the times, if you don't have someone step-by-step walking you through it, keeping you accountable each week with calls, with a dashboard, with a specific routine and a specific accountability, it's gonna be very hard for you to stay accountable and stay consistent each and every week. Or you can join the 90-10 lifestyle. As you can see, this is my transformation and a few of my client transformations that allowed me to post these as a testimonial. But on the top left, we have our daily kill calendar, which it isn't clicked in, so you can't see exactly what's on the kill calendar, but there's a few things that they follow each and every day to guarantee the results that they want. And on the right, you see my 90-10 high performance dashboard, where we have modules laid out to teach you everything a little bit more in depth than what I've taught in this video, and also the reasoning behind it. But every person that I onboard, they get their own dashboard, they get their own calendar, and they guarantee the results. So the only thing that I can really do is say that if you want to guarantee a lifestyle change in 2026, click the link in the description, book a call with me, or check out my Instagram, which I'll put in the description. But my main goal was to provide as much value as I can for you guys and make sure that we're starting off 2026 with a specific regiment that can upgrade our lifestyle. Hopefully you guys found some value in this video. And if you did, drop a like, leave a comment, leave some way to show that you guys have found value in this. But I'll see you guys on a call, or I'll see you guys in the next video if you're not gonna take the risk just yet. This is Jonathan. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.